Ayakum Allah, dear sisters, to this session of the question and answer, but we proceed the session with a little advice that relates to the season of worship that we are receiving these days. It is the month of Muharram, which already started yesterday, Saturday, the 25th of October, and this month the Prophet ﷺ used to deal with it differently from any other months, as he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith when he was asked which part of the night is the best and which month is the best. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, responding, the best part of the night is the middle of the night, and the best month of the year is Shahrullah, the month of Allah, which you call it Al-Muharram. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he migrated to Medina, he found the Yahud fasting the 10th of Muharram. So he asked them, what is this fasting? What is this day that you are fasting? They said that this day is a day in which Allah has survived Musa and his people and on Pharaoh and his people. So Musa fasted that day as a form of thankfulness, and we fasted. The Prophet ﷺ then said to the Yahud, we have more right with Musa than you. So he fasted that day, and he commanded all the Sahaba to fast it. Whoever is fasting to continue, and whoever ate, then he should hold of the rest of the day. And he ﷺ said, whoever wants to fast the day of Ashura, let him then to fast a day before it or a day after it, so that he defers the Yahud. So, and he ﷺ said in the hadith, fasting the day of Ashura, I wish that Allah Ta'ala forgive the sins of the whole past year because of it. So there is a virtue for the month of Muharram, and there is a virtue for the day of Ashura specifically. So we better fast the day of Ashura, and better to fast one day before or one day after, or one day after. And of course, the best is to fast the 9th and 10th. Second level, 10th and 11th. Third level, the 10th alone. But this year, the 9th is going to be Saturday. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا تصوموا السبت إلا فيما افترض عليكم. Don't fast Saturday except with an obligatory fasting. An obligatory fasting is in Ramadan, or recovery of Ramadan, or a vow, or a recovery of one of the major sins that Islam indicates fasting as one of the recoveries of it, the like of killing a Muslim by mistake, or etc., etc. So the best thing to do this year is to fast the 10th and 11th, which is Sunday the 10th and Monday the 11th. of next week, inshallah. May Allah Ta'ala accept from all the deeds and guide us to more of the righteous deeds and make us from those who He, Allah Ta'ala, uses in His obedience and prepare them to enter His Jannah and forgive their sins. That is the advice I can give for now. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.
السلام عليكم يا شيخنا.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
عندي 3 أسئلة، بس يعني لو سمحت ممكن تتكلم بالعربي وترجع تتكلم بالإنجليزي علشان الأخوات.
طيب تفضل.
اوكي. في واحدة من الأخوات أحملت وقال لها الدكتور إن هي خطر على صحتها وعندها وجع في رأسها شديد وحقوها ما بتقدرش تقوم من ظهرها، وجع في ظهرها، فاضطرت راحت إلى المستشفى وخرجت الطفل من بطنها وهو مدة يعني كانت حامل 1.5 شهر. هذا السؤال الأول.
طيب السؤال الثاني أعيد لأن الصوت انقطع.
أوكي. فيها نحن في أمريكا اكتشفوا إن في حشرة بيقولوا لها باجز بيعملوا كل الألوان الحمراء منها وأيضا البهارات حق الرز، فإحنا دائما نستعملها. فإحنا سألنا بعض الشيوخ هنا قالوا إن هي محرمة ومضرة تدي مرض السرطان، فمش عارفين هل نستعملها أو مش عارفين إيش نعمل.
طيب هذه الحشرة تتغذى على ماذا؟
من الشجر.
تأكل الشجر، يعني هي من فصيلة مثلا الصراصير الصرصور أو كذا؟
لا، بتعيش على ورق شوك التين.
أي تعيش على ورق شوك التين. وكيف يعني يستخرج منها؟ تؤكل هي ولا يعني؟
لا، بيبسوها ويرجعوا يطحنوها ويعملوها زي الألوان، لأن هي كلها دم، بتقع كلها دم.
طيب والسؤال الثالث؟
والسؤال الثاني في واحدة معاها في واحدة معاها مشكلة مع زوجها، دائما هو بيضربها ولا درجة انه اعطيها مخدرات تشربها لانه عشان يعمل معها مشاكل ياخذ اولادها، فهي اضطرت ان هي تطلب منها الطلاق ورجع الان طلقها، بس هي قاعدة معاه هو في غرفة وهي في غرفة. يعني ماذا عليها؟ هل تكون تظهر عليه او ماذا عليها؟
نقول بدون السؤال بالانجليزي ثم نجيب عليه بالعربي.
جزاك الله.
نعم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. The sister has given 3 questions. The first one is about a woman who got pregnant, but she was so sick. She had a constant headache, and the doctors told her that this pregnancy is very dangerous for her life and health. So she, based on that, went to the hospital and abrogated the child. The pregnancy, as she said, was in 1.5 months. 1.5 months.
It's 3 o'clock.
We say, first of all, if the pregnancy is dangerous for the mother's life, then there is no problem to drop the baby, and whatsoever age it is. If the medicine doctors, more than one doctor, trusted doctors, say that it is dangerous for this woman to continue in that pregnancy, as in age of 1.5 months, the ulama have different opinions whether the mother is sinner or not if she drops the baby or removes the pregnancy without a valid reason. Some of our ulama said even if there is no valid reason, there is no sin, because the soul hasn't been blown to that body. The soul is only blown when the baby in the womb is 4 months old. But many ulama said it is forbidden even if it is lesser than a month. But in our case, that the sister has put, there is a valid reason that she has, because of the pregnancy, she has a constant headache, back ache, and the doctors said that it is dangerous for her to continue on this pregnancy. So from there we say, inshallah, no sin on her and nothing that she has to do. The second question about the insect that called bites or something like that they take, they use to get red color and etc. I would hold of answering this question. I may need to do some research before, inshallah, before giving any word about it. Inshallah, in next time, you can raise this question. I may have already had the answer for it. The third question about the woman whose husband treated her badly and aggressively and beat her, and maybe he put some drugs for her so that he can divorce her for this reason, that she's a drug dealer and he takes the babies, the children. She said now they are divorced, but they are living in the same house. Everyone is in his room. I say that if this divorce is last divorce, final divorce, or even not final, but already the period of iddah, the 3 menstruation period has already gone, then she cannot stay with him in the same house. That is haram. He's a stranger man to her. She has to leave the house, or he has to leave the house based on the law there. I don't know what it is, what the law is there. But they cannot live together any longer in these 2 particular conditions that I clarified and made. Na'am, wallahu a'lam.
I wanted to know, a person who's a revert, they weren't Muslim and they became Muslim, and they were in college. And before they were Muslim, they took a loan with interest.
No.
And then after they became Muslim, they realized that, interest is haram. So now they left school, but they want to know, do they still owe the interest? Or how, Islamically, what does Islam say about that situation? Do they have to pay everything still? Or do they pay just the part that's not interest?
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulullah. This is the thing that is called the student loan. Student loan is haram because it is based on riba. Whether the student is intending to pay it before the riba is due or not, because signing the contract, agreeing on the riba condition, this is itself is acceptance of riba. Some of the people say that we may sign the contract which has the condition of riba if we don't pay in time, but we are intending not to delay. We say no. Signing this contract, accepting this condition, that is a riba itself, and that is haram. Now, this person has taken the loan before he came to Islam, and now he is Muslim. What should he do? Pay the loan? Doesn't pay the loan? Pay the loan without the riba. If he can't pay the loan without the riba, then he has to do that. He has to do that. But if this will lead him to many problems like prison, like some type of problems, then he should pay the loan as agreed and intend and feel sorry for that and seek forgiveness and intend not to go back to it. However, as I said, if he or she can't pay the loan without the riba, the interest, then they do that. نعم والله أعلم.
جزاك الله خير.
طيب. In regard to the issue of taking pictures or photographs, the ulama have different opinions in this regard. Some of al-ilm say it is haram based on the hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, لعن الله المصورين. May Allah curse be upon the musawwirin. And the other hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said that on the day of resurrection they are going to be told to blow the soul into these suwar, or I would say images that they have done. And some others say no. This ruling is only for those who draw by their hands, painting, but not the photographing, because photographing is, as they say, capturing the shadow of the object, whether it is human or whatsoever. And it does not have any technique or skill for doing it, as a baby can do it exactly the same of what you can do it. A mad person can do it exactly the same as a sane person can do it. They say that there is no skill in there. By pushing the button on the camera, it will capture the shadow of the image in front of it, whether the one who pushed the button is someone who is artist, or someone who is painter, someone who is blind, someone who is mad, someone who is child. It doesn't make any difference. Now, therefore they say it is not the surah which is in the hadith, because the surah in the hadith is like when you see someone draw. As I said, that the ulama have different opinions in regard to the photography. Now, and the opinion that I find, according to the studying of the hadith and the researches, is that the photographing is allowed but not advisable. Better for one to stay away, especially women. Better to the video. From the ruling side, video is easier than photography, but from the dangers that can come out of it, video is worse. So I don't recommend videoing a woman and send it to media, because this can be misused, like the pictures, like the photography. But you can use Skype to make live, video chilling, so they can see you speak to them, whether it is Skype or any other programs which is live.
The sister has a mother. Her mother owns a hair salon, and the hair salon she does braids and extensions that are haram. and she doesn't really practice Islam correctly, but there's a lot of haram that goes along with the business. Her daughter is Muslim, and she also does hair, but of course, only in a halal way. And she wants her daughter to come work under the conditions that, she doesn't do anything haram. And even she said it'll be on a separate day than what she does hair. My question is, all the money basically is going to the salon. And the salon, I don't know, it's built off of, or, it's based off of like they say, the wig making and the wig wear and stuff like that. The Muslim sister that works for her mother, is it going to be a sin on her to work and a portion of her money goes into the salon, or is it okay? Because what she's going to do is halal only for Muslim women and, stuff like that.
The answer is in a question. Can this sister go for an independent salon? Can she open her own salon?
No, not at this time.
Then she better stay there, and the sin is on the mother, because the Muslim sisters want to do their hair or like that. So they will find at least someone who can do it for them in a way which is not, and the sisters not to leave the place until she is able to do her own salon. Then we say, yes, you better go out.
I have a 10-year-old son, and I've been a revert now for 8 years. So my mother, she's not a Muslim. She's actually a bartender, and occasionally, she uses drugs and whatnot. I'm also planning on having more kids. So my husband and I wanted to go and visit my mom, and she wanted to be able to take care of the kids at that time, but I don't feel comfortable with it. But also I don't want to disrespect her at the same time and say, no, you can't see your own grandchildren. Like, I don't know what would be the appropriate thing to do, to let her see the kids, to not let her see the kids, maybe just not let them be alone with her. What would you recommend?
No. Okay, inshallah. First of all, Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, فَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَى أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. When your parents struggle against you to make you commit the shirk, then do not obey them, but give them a good company in this worldly life. And when one of the mothers of the believers, her mother came to Medina to visit her, she asked Rasulullah, my mother came to Medina, she wants to see me. May I accept her and receive her? The Prophet ﷺ said, yes. Birri ummaki. Be grateful to your mother. And also, when Abu Sufyan radiallahu ta'ala anhu came to Medina before Islam, before he became Muslim, he wanted to visit his daughter, which was the wife of Rasulullah ﷺ, Ramla, bint Abu Sufyan, Habiba. And she allowed him in, because she knows that Rasulullah permits and he calls for that. So she allowed him in, and Rasulullah did not object to that. So from there, and from what we said in the ayah in the Quran, we understand that if the parents are not influencing the children or the grandparents, yes, you have to be grateful to them and take your grandchildren to them, and this might even bend their hearts to accept Islam. But when they see their children or their grandchildren become so rude with them and treat them so roughly and aggressively and boycott them, they will hate this religion that they came to, because before Islam they were all together and they were nice. Now after Islam, they don't see their children, they don't see their grandchildren. I advise you to have good communicating with them and visit them, but don't leave your children without monitoring, without watching. be with them, stay with them, and watch, so that you correct whatsoever wrong thing that can happen. But even that should be gently and nicely, and do not try to insult her, nor that you harm her, or by words or by whatsoever, by looking. نعم والله أعلم.
I have two questions. The first question is, a brother and his wife, they want to go make Hajj, but they still have debt. Not riba, but debt that they owe other Muslims that help them pay for school and different things like that. The people that the husband specifically owes said that it was okay, don't worry about the debt, pay it back when you get the money, inshallah. Is it permissible for the husband and his wife to go to Hajj when they still have that type of debt? Or do they have to pay them first?
In regard to this debt, how do they pay? Is it something, is it something monthly they pay?
Yeah,
or
they pay it
monthly. They have agreed to a time?
They pay it monthly, but the people
they
involved...
pay it back?
No, they didn't pay it back in one lump sum. The people that they agreed to, the people that they borrowed the money from, they wrote up a contract and they pay it back monthly.
In this case, as long as the payment is monthly, then we ask other question. Does this monthly payment obstruct them from going to Hajj, or they still can go to Hajj while paying the monthly payment?
They would have to use the money that they pay them monthly to go for Hajj. They would have to stop paying in order to begin to save to go for Hajj. And the people that they owe...
Then they have to ask permission. Then they have to ask permission from those people who they borrowed money from. They tell them that we want to perform Hajj, but this will make us stop paying for this number of months. We are asking permission from you. May Allah reward you if you allow us. If they allow, then yes. If not, then they don't go for Hajj, but they pay the debt.
Okay. The second question is, what is the sign that your istikhara is, I don't want to say accepted, but that you're being guided in the right direction? Like, are there signs that you've made the correct decision? Or can you just explain?
Many people ask about istikhara outcome. We say, we have two things, ya ikhwan, or ya akhawat. We have istikhara and we have dua, general dua. Istikhara, what does istikhara mean? Istikhara means you ask Allah Ta'ala to choose for you the best of your of the thing that you want to you want to come to do or something like that. Now, what you need to do for you to istikhara is, first of all, to study or to do research on this thing that you want to do. For example, someone proposed you for marriage. Before you do istikhara, you accept it or not. First of all, you need to do your role, to do research about this person. Is he someone who's capable for marriage financially? Is he someone who's wise? Is he someone who's gentle? Is he someone whose deen is good? After you do all this, because there is a hidden thing that you will not know. So after you do all this, you ask some people who knows this person. Then after this all, you do the istikhara. You pray 2 rak'ah and then you ask your Lord. You say, Ya Allah, if you know that this thing, whether it is marriage or buying house or buying car or studying or whatsoever, is good for me in this worldly life and in the hereafter, then, oh Allah, permit it for me and bless it for me. And then you say, oh Allah, but if you know that this thing that I'm what I'm intending to do is not good for me in this worldly life nor in the after, then keep me away from it and keep it away from me and choose for me what is better. So now, based on what you hear, we understand that there is no sign to be seen. All what you need to do is after istikhara, after you do your searches, then you pray the istikhara, then you go to do that thing. If Allah chooses it for you, it will exist. If Allah doesn't choose it for you, which means that it is not for you, it's not going to exist. Basically, it is not a feeling, it is not a dream, it's not something like that, but it is whether to happen or not to happen. Now, you may say, or some people say, we did istikhara and we continued on our thing that we did istikhara for, and after we took it, we found that it wasn't the best for us. We say, no, you're wrong. You are wrong. Definitely you are wrong because you don't know the unseen. Allah knows the unseen. Allah, when He permitted after you asked Him for istikhara, He has permitted it because Allah Ta'ala knew that if you don't take this, you're going to take the other thing which is worst for you, but you did not see it. You did not know that it is there written for you. Na'am, wallah.
I have a question that needs some detailed information, inshallah. I have a husband divorces his wife. They live in the U.S. and her finances, they separate, and she has, say 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 kids, how many ever kids, and the living expenses within the household is $1,000. And then heat and hot water is $250, and then electricity is another $200, and so on. How should the finances be divided?
I'm sorry. I'm lost. I didn't hear you. After you said, and they have a number of children.
If they have, say a sister has 2 kids and she divorces from her husband, her finances for the entire month is $2,000, including heat and hot water, and the rent. If should the husband pay 50% of that, or should he be paying the whole thing, being that the ex-wife is still living there, or should it be taken back to the imam for the imam to make a decision on how the finances should be divided?
First of all, we have to know that the children belongs to the father, not to the mother, not as the Western way. Islamically, the children belongs to the father. As for the boy, when he reaches 70 years old, he will be given the choice whether to stay with his mother or to go with his father. For the girl, once she reaches 7 years old, she has to go with her father because he's the watcher and he's the wali for her. So that is Islamic ruling basically, but with details, each case has to be judged independently. Now, if they have agreed, if the father wants the mother to take the chastity of the nursing of the children and take care of them, then he has to pay her Islamically, as Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran. He has to pay her. But what should he pay? He should pay based on his ability, financial ability, and according to the average level of living in that area. So she cannot say, no, I want this because my sister, my friend, her husband, ex-husband gives her this much money. Or because the law in America says he has to give this much money. Not that he should say, oh no, although he's someone who's able to pay, but he says, no, I'm not going, if for example, he should pay $2,000 a month, but he say, no, I'm not going to pay except $1,000. He is able to pay the $2,000, but he doesn't want to pay. We say he is also wrong. Islamically, he has to pay the expenses that he can provide, or the system that can provide his children and the watcher of his children a good life, so that they don't struggle.
Okay, just another part to that question.
If he's able. If he's not able, then...
Okay, say for example, all total expenses within the household is $2,000, and they have 3 kids. Should he be paying that $2,000 include that, because that's going to take care of the ex-wife also? Should he be paying the entire $2,000 if he has the ability to, or should he be taking maybe $1,700 and she pays for herself?
These $1,700 are going to be spent on what?
On just the kids and their finances. Because he's...
لا طيب.
But he's...
Okay, but she is taking care of them. He has to pay all.
Okay.
Let's assume now he took the children and he needed to bring someone to take care of them. How much is he going to pay? He's going to pay the $1,700 for the kids and maybe another $1,700 for the watcher. So now he's asked only to pay $300 extra. So he should be wise and pay that. This is for the benefit of his children.
Okay, and this is if he has the ability to.
If he has the ability. If not, then the system needs to fear Allah. If she knows that he doesn't have the ability, she should not put him in stress and say, no, you have to pay all this money. Because Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَا تَنْسَوُا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the beautiful times between you both. عليكم السلام.
أنا اللي سألتك السؤال الأول علشان الأخت اللي سقطت الطفل، هل تطعم مسكين أو عليها كفارة يمين ولا إيش اللي تفعل؟
لا ما عليها شيء، ليس عليها شيء.
أوكي، باقي معي السؤال الثاني. إذا جيتوا لصلاة الجماعة وشفتوهم قد صلوا الركعتين وجلس الإمام علشان يدي التحيات، هل أقول التحيات معهم أو أكون صامتة حتى يخلصوا وأعمل التحيات بس متى ما بدأت الركعتين؟
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فأتوها وأنتم تمشون ولا تأتوها وأنتم تسعون وما أدركتم فصلوا وما فاتكم فأتموا.
لا سؤالي
فهمت السؤال. فهمت. فهذا يدل على أن الإنسان إذا جاء إلى الجماعة ووجدهم في وضع من الأوضاع يلتحق بهم ويأتي بذكر ذلك الوضع. مثلا جاء وهم في السجود يلتحق بهم سجودا ويقول ذكر السجود. جاء بهم في الجلسة بين السجدتين يلتحق بهم ويأتي بالذكر الذي بالجلسة بين السجدتين. جاء وهم في التشهد الأول يجلس يلتحق بهم ويأتي في التشهد الأول كما هم يأتون به.
Sister asked if Muslim parents should continue to pay for their children who have left the path of Islam.
How old are they?
Over 18.
Over 18, they are adults and they are responsible of themselves. They should keep advising them. They should keep calling them to Islam gently. Maybe Allah Ta'ala bring them. And also they need to concentrate on dua, especially in the last third part of the night, as what Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Furqan, والذين يقولون ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. Oh Allah, make us from those and those who say, oh our Lord, give us from our families and children a cause of settling of eye and make us from the imams of the believers.
أني الحمد لله طالبة علم وقد تعلمت الكثير الحمد لله من ديننا ومعنا بدع كثيرة، فأنا أحاول أن أتجنبها قدر الاستطاع، ولكن أنا بين عادات بعض الأحيان تخنقني، فبعض الأحيان أستحي لأنني أن الأخوات أو الأصدقاء ينظروا إلي نظرة أو متطوعة أو تشتي تغير عاداتنا بيوم وليلة، فهل يحق لي أنني أمسك الحاجة اللي واثقة بها ومعايا دليل إن هي صح لاتباع سنة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، حتى لو انتقدوني في المجتمع، أو أحاول أتكيف قد ما أستطيع واجتنب قد ما أستطيع. هذا السؤال الأول.
نعم.
السؤال الثاني
أولا لحظة، أولا المسلم ينبغي أن لا يختلط بالناس في حال تعاطيهم للمنكرات سواء كانت فسقا أو بدعا، فالواجب أنه يتجنب هذه المجالس وهذه الأماكن وينشغل بنفسه كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: وليسعك بيتك، وينشغل بذكر ربه والاستعداد للآخرة. وأما ولا يقطع الناس، أنا لا أعني أنه يقطع الناس، ولكن يبتعد عن مخالطتهم، لأن المخالطة تضر وتؤثر، والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قد قال: مثل الجليس الصالح والجليس السوء إلى آخر الحديث. ولذلك نقول ابتعدي عن هذه المجالس، انصحي ولا تجادلي، انصحي مرة واحدة وبالأدلة بالدليل بدون جدال، فإذا رأيت منهم جدالا فتوقفي وانسحبي. وأيضا لا تختلطي، إذا علمت أن هذا المجلس يكون فيه مثل هذه الأمور لا تذهبي، بل قد قال أهل العلم أن الوليمة وهي واجبة التلبية، إلا أنه إذا توقع الإنسان فيها مخالفات لا يجوز له الذهاب، لا يجوز له الذهاب والحضور، مع أنها في الأصل واجبة. فهمت يا أختي؟
نعم، جزاك الله خيرا. السؤال الثاني، معي أصدقاء صديقات أكثرهن دخلين للإسلام جديد، ويسمعوا عن قصة آدم عند خروجه من الجنة، فيقولون أنه سبب خروجه التفاحة، أكل التفاحة، وأنا لا علم لدي بهذا، بعض الأحيان أقول لا أدري، فهل يجوز أن أبحث عن هذا الأمر وأصحح لهم المعلومة، أو أتركهم وإن شاء الله مع الوقت سيتعلمون؟
ويعني إيش ينبني على هذا؟ لأن قالوا أنها التفاحة، طيب ماذا ينبني عليه؟ يعني يمتنعون عن أكل التفاح؟
بعض الأحيان في شك من هذا
لا، شك من، أنا أقول هل ينبني؟ نعم، أقول هل هم يبنون على هذا حكمه ويقولون لا نأكل تفاح؟
نعم، لأنه مذكور ما أدريش عند اليهود عند المسيح إن هي التفاحة.
لا، خلنا بس واحدة. نقول إذا بنى عليه حكم فهذا حرام، لأنهم يشرعون بدلا عن الله، وهذا لا يجوز. يقول الله عز وجل: نعم، يحل لكم الطيبات ويحرم عليكم الخبائث، فلا يجوز تحريم شيء أحله الله عز وجل إلا بدليل. وأولا هذا ما فهو بين لنا شجرة مريم وقال: هزي إليك بجذع النخل، ولكن قال: ولا تقرب هذه الشجرة، فلم يبين لنا، لأن تلك الشجرة غير مهمة لنا، وهذا من الإسرائيليات لا يجوز الاعتماد عليه ولا بناء أحكام عليه.